Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. In this video, we are going to talk to you about one of the most iconic wildlife destinations of the world, Masai Mara. We did a 4-night, 5-day journey through the wildlife. We're going to talk to you about tips, tricks, and hacks, so stay tuned.
Right. So 5 days, 4 nights. What was our total budget?
So our total budget, excluding flights, was roughly 1,50,000, 1,60,000 rupees in INR. We did a little bit of a glamping instead of camping. You can probably get some cheaper options as well. The trip started with a flight from Dubai to Nairobi. We stayed at the Pride Inn Plaza Hotel. For one night, the cost was roughly 4,000 rupees. We did a little bit of currency exchange near the hotel.
Yeah.
We took an Uber from the airport to the hotel. It's easy to get an Uber or, take a local cab, but there will be a little bit of haggling involved, a little bit of bargaining involved if you take the local option. We went to the Junction Mall to visit the Masai Market. Now, the Masai Market keeps changing their location depending upon the day of the week. We went on a Thursday and it was at the Junction Mall. We bought some paintings, some notebooks, some really cool music instruments that were made out of goats.
So what they do is they get crafts from all around Africa and they have it there. Now, if you go to maybe the individual places, you might find better stuff and you might find it cheaper as well. Just for example, if you want paintings, go to Zanzibar. We actually went there again. Subscribe to our channel so you'll be able to get that itinerary as well. So yeah, the market was actually good. Had to bargain a lot. Whatever price they start with, say 1/3, and yeah, that would be the approximate price you can buy things for. As you said, Uber is a good option there, but people don't know technology that well. They don't have a lot of data, so they might not uh, have maps and things like that. So if you buy a SIM, it's good. If you don't download your offline maps as well, it can create some issues. Have cash, a little bit of cash in your hand when you're going as well. So yeah, anyway, let's carry on.
Yes. So day 2 was where our Masai Mara trip started. So this is what we had done. We had booked the entire Masai trip to a travel agency. I'll put everything in the description box below. We used Hirex travel agency. Emma was really helpful in getting us the perfect deal for a 3-night safari, including stay and food. Travel from Nairobi to Masai Mara and back costed us roughly 1,25,000 rupees in for both of us. Day 2, we were picked up by our friendly guide and
Julius, right? Yeah, Julius. And he's the guy who would take us from Nairobi to Masai and he will show us around in Masai as well. On the way, it was a 6 hour trip, I think.
yes,
And on the way, we stopped at this Rift Valley. What was it?
the Great Rift Valley, which is a geographical feature where you're at a cliff and below you can almost see like a crack on the surface of the earth. Beautiful to take pictures. And then we moved on to the resorts that we were staying at, the Jambu Mara Resort. We booked a 3-night stay over there. We stayed, there are two options. There's a wooden cabana option and there's a glass cabana option. You can choose either of the two. We chose the wooden one. And you reach just in time for a quick evening drive after lunch. By the way, the cost of the entire thing was included the accommodation as well as the food, and the food was really good. Lunch can be a little here and there if you're a vegetarian, so please pack your own snacks and food that you like. So we went in for a quick evening game drive, which is like a trailer because picture abhi baki hai. And yeah,
So yeah, when we reached Masai, as she said, we do glamping. We don't do camping. Okay, I am not doing my business in a bucket ever. So I won't say it was the high end of the glamping. Like I believe Alia Bhatt and Ranbir Kapoor made that place famous with the ultimate glamping, where you're inside the resort and things like that. We were, I think, maybe 5 minutes away from the reserve park itself, and on the first day itself, when we reached around 4 in the evening,
We reached at around 2 o'clock, right after.
the afternoon.
Yeah.
And Julius told us, hey, have your lunch and I will take you for a quick game drive. And we went there, we entered, and I have never felt so overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I mean, we enter and there's a zebra, and we're like, wow, there's a zebra. And just 100 meters later, there are thousands of zebras there.
And wildebeests.
Oh, wildebeests. We saw like 6, 7 giraffes. And this is 5 minutes into the drive.
Yeah.
So it was incredible.
It's beautiful.
And we saw, I think, we saw zebras, we saw wildebeest, we saw a few types of deer.
Yeah.
There are 7 types
The
of deer.
deer.
Yeah.
Pride of lions. And yeah, we ended the night in back into our resort. There's the good thing when we were traveling with a group, we were traveling with a local Kenyan couple as well as 2 Chinese students who did not know a lot of English, but they had taken out, they were really cute. They had taken out printouts of the animals that they wanted to see.
So the resort is very near to the park itself. And you can have animals there. We had a huge baboon near our place. We went the other direction. So yeah. And next day was our main game drive.
Yes. So you wake up the next day right at the dawn, have your breakfast, off to the Mara. And oh my God, the kind of things that we saw zebras, we saw wildebeest, we saw giraffes, we saw elephants. I think among the big five, the only thing that we couldn't spot was the rhino. We saw hyenas, we saw different kind of birds, we saw ostriches, we saw, I don't know. I'm forgetting the animals that we encountered. And you have to realize that we went during the Great Migration or at the far end of the Great Migration.
So I'll tell you a little bit about Masai Mara and why it's famous. You might have heard about Serengeti. Now Serengeti is 4 times as big as Masai Mara. Masai Mara is, I think, around 400 square kilometer, and that one is huge. And why I prefer Masai and why a lot of people prefer Masai is because of the Great Migration. Now we went in which month?
September.
September. Yeah, this is the time, July, August, September, when all the animals are migrating. Now, these will include your wildebeest. These will include your zebras as well.
Yeah.
And anyone else? The lions and all do not migrate.
Yeah.
And so what happens is, Serengeti and Masai Mara are divided by a river. And because the migration happens from Masai to Serengeti and obviously back, the density of animals is way more in Masai. That's why people love that. And the famous migration, it's a very critical point during the river.
Yeah.
When you get to the river, the wildebeest, they are stupid creatures.
They're not at the clowns of the.
And you'd have like hordes of wildebeest coming, and they'll reach the river. They'll just see, and they'll be like, oh, there are crocodiles there. Then the one guy will go there, let me see if the crocodiles really want to eat us. And they go there, and one crocodile randomly will jump, and they'll be like, no, 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 not today, not today. They'll all go back. They'll go back and forth for about 10 times. And typically what happens is when they're crossing, you'll have crocodiles coming in from all the directions, and that's the hunt that you want to see.
Yeah.
And as she said, the big fives are there. The black rhino, we couldn't spot. I think we spotted a cheetah a couple of times. We first spotted a leopard as well. Black rhino, a slightly sad thing happened with them. They were going down in numbers. And what happened is the scientists wanted to check, okay, why are they going down in numbers? So what they would do is they would come in their cars, get to the rhinos, tranquilize them, and then put a chip so that they can track everything. Now, what happened was rhinos started getting scared of the cars itself. So they started hiding from the cars. So it's very difficult to see the black rhino. If you're lucky, you will see it.
Yeah, I think there's a park closer, which is Ngorongoro and one more
Yeah.
where you can possibly see the white and the black. I think the white rhinos are famous over there. We didn't get a chance to visit, but if you do, definitely do visit. It's a day trip from Masai. So day 2 was filled with just getting all of the wildlife and getting the scenery, taking it all in, a lovely lunch that I was a little skeptical about because we were at the river where we could see hippos and crocodiles, remaining bits of wildebeest that had not made the cut, and langurs and monkeys like chasing our food. So, yeah, that was interesting. And we ended the evening with a little bit of a rain. So, the weather, okay, so I have to talk about the weather in Masai. So, during the day, it's a little hot. So, you need to have a lot of sunscreen, you need to have your mosquito repellents, and you need to probably have like a hat or a cap. The evenings can get really cold. The early mornings and the evenings can get really cold. So always carry like a light layer with you. We ended the evening
Cold as 20 degrees, she feels a lot of cold. That's
but it can get breezy and stuck as well.
We saw the entire cast of Ant King. Except we saw Pumba, we didn't see Timon. Timons are not there in Masai, nor are they there in Serengeti. They are only there in, I think, southern part, South Africa or somewhere maybe. The story is actually inspired from Serengeti and parts of Africa, the place. Now, why you could see so many animals? Typically, when you go to a park in India or Sri Lanka, you have evergreen forests. Now, evergreen forests are so dense that it is very difficult to spot animals. Here, it is the savanna forest. It's like desert with a layer of grass and some big trees, but not very dense trees.
Yeah.
So you can see like kilometers in front, and it's beautiful. You could see stretches and stretches of green grass with wildebeest going all around and whatnot.
Invest in a good binocular. Highly, highly recommended
Yeah.
to have like a good pair of binoculars with you to spot the animals from far away. We saw on day 3, we saw a meeting. We saw a lion and a lioness mating. And I mean, I don't know if it's appropriate to say it was our highlight, but it definitely was. So, yeah, so we ended the night with a fun social gathering with a Spanish group that had come in.
Yeah.
And
I think there were a bunch of 40-year-olds on someone's anniversary or something like that, some trip, and 20, 30 Spanish people. And they were in high spirits. And I guess we were just sitting there enjoying, and they just like, ke, and take us to dance with them. And it was fun. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. And yeah, the next day we went back.
yeah, so we were on our way back to Nairobi, but we stopped at the Masai village first to just get in the culture, to know, how they go about their day. It was actually really special, and we got to know about the Masai traditions we went to one of the villages where the chief's son was actually walking us through. We indulged in some of the local activities, like we did the jump and we did
Yeah, they introduced us with their traditional dance, and then they told us about their culture. And this guy, the chief's son, incredible guy. He knew like 5 languages, extremely well educated. They used to stay in those clay huts,
Yes.
extremely small, and every 9 years they had to move because of termites.
Yeah.
And you've seen that in movies, right? When the chief's son is about to take over, he has to kill a lion,
Yes.
and he actually had the tooth of the lion that he killed. He had they made something like a hat kind of a thing from the lion.
And they also showed us how to create fire
From
with
wood.
with wood and stone, which was incredible. And on our way back to the airport, we stopped at this local place for indulging in some food. Again, the Kenyan food is extremely rich, spicy, very hearty, lots for the vegetarians as well. But I would still recommend to carry your own snacks in case you have any reservations. And yeah, we ended the trip with our hearts filled, with our tummies fed, and lots of memories to take back home.
A fun fact about the Kenyan and the Maasai culture as well. There is a slight dowry system, but it's a reverse dowry. Like if you have a daughter, you get sheeps or cows.
Or goats.
Or goats. Not cows, yeah, sheeps or goats, I think. Wasn't it?
I don't know. It was definitely goats. I don't know about the sheep.
But having a daughter is financially better for the father.
So, for example, to elaborate, if you have a daughter, when she is getting married, the groom's family is supposed to pay either like 200 goats Now they obviously, whatever the equivalent amount is of a goat, you're supposed to get that back. And so yeah, our guide actually had two sons and one daughter. So he said, I'm supposed to arrange for, like, 500 worth of cows, or slash goats, whatever.
Don't worry, Julius. We'll give you a number in the description here. You'll get a lot of clients.
Absolutely. So
If you love animals, you gotta love Masai Mara. That's one of the places I can go again.
yeah.
So if you like our video, I think the next one, we have a Thailand video, we have a Zanzibar video. What else do we want to do? We went to Europe, Eastern Europe we have done. We are going to Western Europe in December. So do subscribe to our channel. We are a little new, so we could use that support. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.